Start the recording on here. So the title today is Standing Strong. And one of the things that came to me in yesterday's meditation as we were imaginatively standing in the desert, moving into the desert, recognizing that we're being driven into the desert for self-discovery, was that in the accounts of Jesus in the desert, he stands strong. And there is a moment when, I know these are probably metaphors and not literal, but the devil takes Jesus and he leads him through Jerusalem and he makes him stand on the parapet of a temple. And he says to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here, for it is written, He will command his angels concerning you to guard you." And Jesus replies, "It also says, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test." There's 3 temptations, right? But in all of them, there seems to be this image of Jesus standing with the devil in front of a circumstance. And we're called in life, in every instance that we're brought into, to stand. And there's something about that vertical movement that is incredibly powerful and in some ways uniquely human, the way that we will come into things and we will stand face front to them. I know there are some animals that will stand up right when they're being attacked or want to attack, but we're called to stand with clarity, with discernment, with vulnerability. And part of the way that we learn to do that is by coming to the place of integration and wholeness that leads us and makes us capable of standing strong with complete openness and from a place of utter strength. It's interesting. That's almost like a paradox, because to be totally open is to be vulnerable. And yet, when we come into wholeness as human beings, our utter openness gives us the greatest position of strength. Jesus stood. He was driven out in the desert, and he stood with utter openness to what was happening. And in it, there is an unflinching clarity to his responses to the temptations that came before him. He was able to face himself. He was able to be present to the natural human misconceptions when it comes to power, when it comes to success, when it comes to what it means to be fulfilled or full. He was able to face those straight on. So this morning's meditation is a practice to magnify our ability to stand strong. And as many of you know, the chakra system is a series of vortexes in the body that are convergent points between the primal and universal life force and our individual identity. And because they are a conversion point, they're a heightened point as well. While our whole body is intended to be a light in spirit, there are points of greater magnitude, if you will. When I used to do a lot of teaching about the chakra system, I likened them to a little bit like a newspaper station in the old days, at least, where all the news would come into the station and there it would be processed, right, and get ready to be disseminated to the larger public. And that's a little bit what a vortex of a chakra is it receives everything, it processes it, and then it distributes it through the entire being, our personal being. So chakra meditations help not only magnify the goodness of that part of ourselves, but it also purifies, because anywhere along our energy bodies, whether it's the physical body, whether it's the etheric body, any of the energy systems that make up who and what we are, along each of those patternings are places where we are more or less pure or capable of seeing things as they are, of receiving the fullness of the universal life force. It could be our individual trauma, it could be collective consciousness, it could be past life, it could be Akashic in some way, but we carry the world in our being, in the wholeness of our energy. So chakra meditations can, in a particular way, bring about a healing that can lead us to standing strong, just as we have the image of Jesus standing strong. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes. And bring your focus to the root chakra, sitting at the base of the spine, spiraling like a tornado downward, anchoring you into this time-space experience we call Earth. And consciously choose to open the root chakra, to perceive it moving downward to the center of creation. Become aware of the color red, the frequency with which this chakra vibrates. And let yourself be bathed in the color red. Whether it's your awareness, whether it's your imagination, be wrapped in, embraced, washed in red. You are being washed and purified. The root chakra is our source of belonging in this world. Open yourself to belong in a way that settles for nothing less than your divine nature. And that every relationship and event, every circumstance that you participate in may have one source of connection, and that is the divine connection. Move your gaze from the root upward, up the spine, to the middle of the abdomen, to the second or sacral chakra, about 4 inches up the spine or so. And here the sacral chakra moves like a cyclone out the front and out the back. The front being your feeling centers, the back being your willing centers. Choose to open this chakra. Open in both directions and open in every dimension. And become aware of the color orange, the frequency of this chakra. Be bathed in orange, be interpenetrated. And this chakra tends all your relationships with power, sex, with all the physical things of your life. Surrender. Surrender to come into your true power that is in harmony and balance with all living things, and in turn effects healing and peace in all living things. Move the gaze upward, up the spine, to a little below the belly button, to the third chakra, the solar plexus, the seat of I am, and open the chakra front and back wide, open in every dimension, and shift your awareness from orange to yellow. Everything of you is vibrating yellow. You're surrounded by yellow. Open to standing strong. Make the choice to be the I am that you are. This chakra is the identity, the you in this world. Open to being a light that is not squelched or put under a bushel basket, but rather is willing to be the fullness of the light that you are. Relax into being the divinity here on earth. And move your gaze upward, up the spine, to the center of the chest, to the heart and the heart chakra. And open the heart in both directions. Shift from yellow to the color emerald green and be illuminated and consoled by being in a sea of emerald green. Open the heart chakra with trust. Open to give and receive love beyond what you have ever known. What you have known is simply a taste. And move upward, up the spine into the neck and the throat chakra. Open the throat chakra front and back and in all directions. And shift your awareness from the vibrating frequency of emerald green to crystal blue. Let this crystal blue wash any ways you hesitate to speak your truth, inwardly or outwardly. You know your truth. And move the inward gaze upward to the third eye, the sixth chakra, centered in the center of the forehead and in the base of the skull. Yes, it's a tilting axis where the vortices happen. Open the center of the forehead and the base of the skull. Open that you may see reality as it is, for this vision will console you, ultimately console you. And be washed in the color indigo blue, deep blue like the deep night sky. Choose now to let go of any ways that you hold on to life and your viewpoint of life that contracts you. And let it be a blanket letting go, to surrender into the mystery, to be okay to dwell in mystery. And move the focus up to the crown chakra, vortex extending upward, opening past the transpersonal point to the infinite. And choose to open the crown chakra, being washed in purple or white or a combination. Let yourself be flooded from the crown all the way down through the body. And ask to be opened into your divine nature. And as we begin to end this meditation, I read the words of Kabir, another one who stood so strong in this world. I am standing naked in the marketplace, but no one turns their head to look at me, for no one can see me as I am. Still, I offer my friendship to all. Still, to each wing and fin and cell, I will be forever in obeisance. Anyone who bows touches my feet. Anyone who sings helps me in my work. All labor is because my sinew quivers. I cover the divine flame in my heart. For if I turned God loose from my house, the earth would reveal to your eyes what mine always see. Existence is a lamp, and Kabir the oil it burns. I stand naked in the world forever in homage to all movement. I cherish every atom that the divine moves in this dance. If you can understand that kind of power that is dormant in you, you may be ready for a teacher like Kabir. You may be ready for a teacher like yourself. I invite you to draw your palms together in front of your heart. To open your eyes with Namaste. Namaste, my friends. Have a wonderful day.